All right, guys. So today we are here for everyone here, basically. So we just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for supporting us so far. I had a lot of these ideas coming into mind, and I know that me personally, I've struggled with trying to figure out what looks good on my resume, what do I want on my CV, how to interview with the jobs, and how to really get that whole thing down. I know it's something that's tough to navigate. I know that nobody really provides you with these materials sometimes, and it's hard to know who to reach out to exactly. So that's kind of what we're here to do today. My good friend James started a company a while back. It's called Ready Up Careers. James is specialized in this field and he really knows how to help people in this industry. And he's had a lot of success stories as well. So I'm just going to pass it over to Ibby now. Ibby will give a couple remarks as to why we're doing this, and then we'll dive into it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ali, for the warm welcome. And thank you, everybody, for joining. Really means a lot with all the support that we've been getting lately. So this is a small event that we decided to partner up with James because the service that James provide is like something that it's like very unique. James has helped me with my CV before, and I know a lot of people, if you're in sixth year and you're looking to apply to like a fellowship or like a residency, it's like one of the most important things out there. That an interview prep, and like I can speak from personal experiences. I've been through multiple interviews and I've been wrecked. I've been questioned a lot about my CV. I've had bad CVs. I've had good CVs. And honestly, it just takes time, and it takes someone with that type of skill set to help you get through it. So we decided to partner up with him to give you guys this opportunity to learn more about what you can do to help market yourself a little better. So James, take it away.
Sweet. Hey, everybody. My name is James, Ali, and Ibrahim. Thank you guys so much for the introductions. And I just wanted to provide a lot of value for you guys up front today. And so I created a little presentation to introduce you guys to more of the hiring process. I know where you guys are at right now. I know you've got some applications due this month. So I thought I would come on over here to help you guys. A little bit about me. I graduated about 2 years ago. And essentially what I did was I struggled getting my applications through to people until my junior year, where I received about 7 internship offers. In my senior year, I received about 3 full-time offers. So right now I'm currently working for Boeing in the rotational program. I'm going to give you guys the tips that have helped me, and I've helped a lot of people get their applications through the door, ace their interviews, really polish their resumes, and just get very good at networking. So let me present to you guys a little something here. Let me know if you guys can see this. Are you clear on your end?
Yeah, everything's great. Thank you.
All right, cool. So guys, my name is James, and I created a little program called Ready Up Careers. It essentially helps graduates and undergraduates land their dream offers right after college and grad school. And so I know where you guys are at with the pressure you're feeling and whatnot. I'm going to walk you through a little bit of what the hiring process entails and how to really get ahead with the hiring process. Okay, so I created this program because this is a personal decision on your behalf to go get what you want after school, right? You want to get your offers, and it requires a personalized service. It requires a coach to really walk people through this. Other organizations don't really have as much vested interest in the students directly. And what I mean by that is recruiters, for example, they get their pay cuts from corporations. No one's really speaking with you guys directly, and universities don't really show you the hiring process. So it's a very good thing to know. It's a very good thing to feel confident about, and it's exactly how you get what you want after college and grad school. So essentially what I do is I walk people through a program, and I, essentially create values on behalf of this program. I have high standards of the people that we work with, and the idea is to build a very intimate relationship with the people that we're working with. So we build very intimate, long-lasting relationships, long-term relationships. And the idea is to build a leader out of us both, right? You trust whoever it is that's teaching you to go through this process in confidence. And in turn, we're creating confidence in you to essentially get through this from start to finish and know exactly what you're getting yourself into. And so this is what it entails, right? It's essentially a tailored resume to your job. And you want to polish this, right? You want to tailor it to the position you're after. You want to essentially deep dive into your job description, your day-to-day responsibilities, and include key line items to surpass applicant tracking systems. Most of these corporations that you're applying to do in fact use applicant tracking systems to automate their hiring process. And so it's important to know how these work and how most people are actually disqualified by these softwares, because it's not like everybody that is applying is getting their resumes read very thoroughly, which is actually not fair to you. Because even if you have a phenomenal resume, they're often overlooked, and there's ways around that, which I'm going to teach you today. You know, today, first impressions are not first impressions, they're virtual impressions. So you have to increase your online presence, and the way to do that is LinkedIn. So hopefully you guys are all very well versed with LinkedIn, how it works, how to filter your searches for not only job posts, but the professionals that you're after, as well as the hiring managers and the recruiters that are working for your company. Knowing how to reach out to these people, how to have conversations with these people, build rapport and dialogue with these people is actually the key to surpassing the softwares that are going to disqualify you in the hiring process. So, and in another regard, right, it's these professionals that kind of turn into favors for you later on. Just knowing who they are on a first name basis, keeping in touch with them a couple months down the road, they're going to open doors for you in ways you won't imagine. For one, time flies really fast. These people get promoted, right? They're going to be your manager, or they're going to be a manager within the company a couple of years from now. And their word, right? Their word is what's going to get you in the door. And that's how this networking thing works. As far as interviews, it's very important to know how to tailor your cadence, your answers to questions, which questions are going to be asked to you. That way, during the interview process, there are no surprises, right? You want the ultimate confidence going into an interview. And what that looks like is just knowing what to expect, right? You just want to know what to expect in an interview. And this is really what's going to set you apart from everybody else. And knowing how to answer the questions, which is what we're going to start with today. So for your personal plan, and you can create this on your own, you can have someone else do it with you. What you want to find out is exactly what you want, right? You want to tailor that ultimately to the position. You want to come up with an action plan, and you want to polish your resume for that position. And then you want to start networking your way through it all the way. And that looks like networking with both industry professionals and hiring managers. In addition, you want to know what kind of questions are going to be asked to you. So this month is a special month for you guys. I know your companies are recruiting this month in particular. So, you know, it's realistic to set this vision for yourself and to absolutely deep dive into that so that you are on par with deadlines, getting your networking in and submitting your applications. Okay, so I want to give you guys a lot of value right now. So this is an inevitable interview question that's going to be asked no matter what in all of your interviews. And one of the first questions is like, why here, right? And for the sake of this conversation, right, we're going to use AstraZeneca for an example. So you're going to get to your interview and your interviewer is going to ask you, okay, why AstraZeneca, right? What do you want with this company? And ideally, what you want to speak to is how you resonate with this company, right? And we're going to deep dive into exactly what that looks like, and exactly what that sounds like, and what you're going to do exactly to answer this question correctly. So the first thing you're going to do with, say, a company like AstraZeneca, right, is you're going to go on Google and you're going to type in, what is this company's mission statement? So today I'm going to give you the answer, right? This is not hard to find. I'm going to give you the answer in full depth in a little while, right? But their mission statement is discovering, developing, and delivering innovative, meaningful medicines and other healthcare solutions that help enrich the lives of patients as well as their families and communities. So it's very good to understand the company's mission statement prior to entering the interview. This is absolutely critical. You're speaking the language of the hiring manager. This person wants to know that you did your homework on the company, that you understand their product lines, that you understand their company values, and that, if you want to set yourself apart, you know who you're speaking with. So another thing you want to do immediately is go onto the company's website and go find their core values. So AstraZeneca on their homepage actually has the company values right there on their homepage, right? And that's going to be accelerate innovative science, deliver growth and therapy area leadership, and to be a great workplace, right? And so if you deep dive into this context here, you're going to find out what all of this means. And you want to speak the language of the company, right, when you arrive at that interview. So another thing that you can begin to do prior to your interview, and that will really set you apart, is go on LinkedIn and look at the professionals that you aspire to work beside, right? And so if you go on LinkedIn and you do a quick search, and the best way to do this, by the way, is actually to filter your searches to the graduates of your college. So whichever way you graduated, whichever school you came from, find the industry professionals that graduated from your school that are in the exact position that you aspire to work beside, that you aspire to work in, and reach out to these people, have the conversations with these people. So 2 examples here, Lois Papanko and Ryan Steiner, right? And so if you begin to speak with these people and then you get to the interview and you can mention who you've spoken with inside the company, the interviewers can be like, oh snap, whoever I'm speaking with has a vested interest in the company, right? They did their homework not only on the mission, they did their homework not only on company values, but they're actually speaking with people who are doing what we're hiring for on a day-to-day basis. And they have more of a context around day-to-day responsibilities, how the company works, what the culture is like, et cetera. So it's just a very good look. And so this is the ultimate answer, right? So here's how we're going to answer. We're going to tie the aggregation of the past 3 slides into our answer. And if I were you, I'd take a picture of this, right? So this is a sample answer for why AstraZeneca. Let's say you guys had this question come at you and you got this interview for why AstraZeneca. So you're going to say, after conducting research and networking with various professionals within this company, I've found that the company's mission to discover, develop, and deliver innovative, meaningful medicines and healthcare solutions that help enrich the lives of patients and communities. This is something I truly believe in, right? As a purpose-driven person, it's always important to say this in your answers when you're asked this question. As a purpose-driven person, I feel that it is absolutely critical for me to join a company whose mission it is that I resonate with on an intrinsic level. AstraZeneca has an extremely vast product line that saves lives, seeks to accelerate innovative science, delivers growth and therapy area leadership. Further, after speaking with the various professionals, such as Ryan Steiner, such as Lois Papanko, I have found that the company's effort to create an inclusive atmosphere for lifelong learning is something I aspire to work within. And there's no place I'd rather be, right? So if you answer this question correctly, what's going to happen is they're going to see your excitement for the company, which is absolutely important. But more importantly, you're speaking their language and you're going to inspire them, right? And that's something they want to see. They want to see that you want to be an asset for this company. And they should feel that right through the camera, right? So I have walked people through this process a dozen times. Right now, people are being interviewed for 2023 analyst positions at Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan. I've personally received tons of interviews for the defense and aerospace companies, Boeing, Collins, Raytheon, General Dynamics, Pratt & Whitney in particular. And so, what I'm trying to say here is the interview questions, guys, are all synonymous. There's nothing that should surprise you about them. And they're all asked in the same way, getting at the same issues and trying to find out, who it is you are, why you're competent, and how you should fit within this company. There's nothing new under the sun. These questions are asked, behavioral questions are asked over and over and over again in the same exact ways. And with the pharmacy companies in particular, the interviews are very much behavioral based, right? And so whenever you're asked a behavioral based question, right, why AstraZeneca, it's not exactly a behavioral question. It's really gauging your interest in the company and where you're going to fit and why you resonate with the company. You're going to be asked questions that should be answered in the STAR format, right? So an example of a behavioral based question is, tell me about a time you led a project from start to finish, right? Tell me about a time you handled a disgruntled customer, which is most likely a very prevalent question in healthcare industries because it's very customer centric, right? You're going to answer these questions in the STAR format. So that what that is basically answering a question with a situation, a task, an action, and a result. And interviews are all about the art of storytelling, right? This is the intangible difference people make in the world. This is how people remember you. It's not what you did. It's not what you said. It's how you made people feel. And if you can essentially inspire, right, with the art of storytelling, create context around a time you were very competent and a time, most importantly, where you created impact on behalf of your school, on behalf of the organizations that you worked in, on behalf of the companies that you worked in, then what you're saying is, I am human capital for this company. I'm an asset no matter where I go, and I'm an extremely competent person, right? And so you're going to answer these questions in this format. So situation is the time, place, and date and position you were in whenever you were delegated a project. The task is the project that was delegated to you at work, at school, at whichever club you were working in. The action is the plans you made and the steps you took to accomplish this desired objective. And the result is what you accomplished, right? And you always end your questions, your answers in, as a result of my doing, as a result of my work, as a result of this event, right? I accomplished X, Y, and Z, but most importantly, you're going to speak about the impact you made. It's not exactly about what you did, right? Everyone did a little something in their endeavors. It's about the impact you made on the organization, on behalf of people, on behalf of how you saved this company money, or on behalf of the amount of research you conducted and what you found and how it's now influencing people, on behalf of how that research is being incorporated moving forward, right? On behalf of past precedents you made within the company, right? The impact you made is everything. And so you want to emphasize the ends of your answers with the result aspect of your interview. So as a result, this is how we made a difference in the company. Some facts you guys probably didn't know about the hiring process, right? 75% of qualified applicants are rejected due to applicant tracking systems. How do we get around that? Okay, this is how we get around it. You network, right? So most people think that applying to jobs these days is like, being a 60s mailman, right? You're gonna knock on a door, drop off your resume and walk away. That stuff doesn't work anymore, right? It's oversaturated. You got these softwares that are just constantly disqualifying people. The right way to go about this, right, is to submit your application with your resume, expect it to be rejected, no problem. Go knock on the door of the company. If they don't answer the front door, you go through the side door. What's at the side door? 3 industry professionals that you're going to speak with on LinkedIn. And then when you're done with these industry professionals, you're going to say, who's the hiring manager here? How do I speak with them? So you speak with 3 industry professionals. You say, okay, great. What are your day-to-day responsibilities? What is it that you do within the company? What is the company culture here? How large is your team, right? How long have you been working with the company? What's your 5-year plan? You ask all these questions to the industry professionals, and then you say, okay, great. Who should I speak with if I want to get closer to the company? They're going to recommend you speak with the hiring manager, right? So after you speak with the hiring manager, you're going to say, okay, great. My resume is at the front door. I spoke with Ryan Steiner and I spoke with Kayla, right? And now what I want to do is I want to grow closer to this company. Would you mind glancing at my resume, by the way? And this is how you surpass any disqualifications in the hiring process and actually guarantee that you get an interview. So yeah, it's not that everybody's reading your resume. You have to get people to read your resume, and that's how you do it. You enter through the side door. And on a personal note, right, the moment you decide to get what you want is a moment that is going to happen, right? Create boundaries in your life so that nothing can dilute you, your mission, your purpose. Put your foot down. Say, this is what it's going to be. This is who I am. And this is where I'm going to work no matter what, right? Plan B is the distraction of plan A, right? I have found that when you create boundaries in your life and you just really focus on this to go get what you want, it's going to happen. It's completely inevitable, right? Go out there and expect what you want, right? Mirror what you desire, reflect what you admire, right? And breathe through this entire process, right? I know right now you're pulling your hair out about deadlines and applications and whatnot. But understand that you are deserving and worthy of the job and you're going to get the job, period. And the moment you decide who it is you're going to be and how you're going to do it is the moment that things happen, right? So that is exactly how we go about getting the job, guys. I want to provide as much value up front. But if you guys have any questions for me, just take down my email, take down my cell number. Feel free to contact me. I'd be more than happy to help you out with anything you need help with.